All
Okay,
right.
so question for you today is when did you first discover PBT and why did you choose it?
I first found PVT in when I was in sixth grade, I think, yeah. And I was on a different AAU team, and Coach Crystal reached out to my mom and just like told us about what she was trying to do and like start up with PV Thunder. And honestly, I chose PV Thunder just because Coach Crystal really she really like emphasized things that I found important in like on a team, just like fundamentals, leadership, just like all the basics that I really found interesting and I really wanted to like join after I heard from her. Um I when I first joined Thunder, actually there were only like four of us, I think. Like we didn't even have enough to really play. And it's crazy to see how much Thunder has grown because people saw like see what I saw back then and like have joined the teams.
That's amazing. So my next question for you is being one of the first members of the 2020 team, there were some growing pains, of course, kind of like what you were talking about with only having four players. What made you stick with the team and continue on with it?
Honestly, just like trust the process. Like that's what I always said all throughout my years at PVT. Like I always say, trust the process. Everyone always asks why you stay with PVT. Why did you always like come back? And it's just because like I trusted the process. Coach Crystal and I and Coach Becky eventually like developed a relationship with them that I felt was like a strong player coach relationship. I knew that there was always the potential for us to be great and always to move forward. And so when like adversity hit, I always just trusted the process and moved forward and kept kept grinding.
That's awesome. And it takes a lot of guts and also strength within your own self to do that. So awesome for you. So next is when did you decide you wanted to play in college and how did PBT help you in the college recruitment process?
I didn't really decide I wanted to play in college until probably like really my senior year. Like I really started to actually consider it like beginning of my senior year. I'd always thought about it, but I didn't really like actually commit to the idea until like I started genuinely like going on overnights and going on like recruiting visits and stuff like that. He said, oh, and PVT helped a lot. Both my coaches, Coach Crystal, Coach Becky, they both were really supportive and helped me through the process. Helped reach out to coaches for me, put us in like tournament, but lots of exposure tournaments because me, along with a few of my other teammates, wanted to play in college. Decided they wanted to play in college, so they really helped like email coaches, create highlights, send out information to coaches, invite coaches, just do anything possible for us to have as many opportunities as we could to like accomplish our goal of playing in college. They really, really stood on our side and made sure that we found what we wanted and what we needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of see that myself as being also an athlete of PBT. And something just to add on is Coach Crystal is also one of my coaches as well. And she also plans a lot of tournaments to make sure we get exposure and goes out of her way just to make sure we get the best experience and make sure college coaches that we're interested in and that are interested in us get a chance to see us play as well. So, my next question for you is what was the biggest obstacle that you had to overcome personally?
Personally, like the biggest obstacle I would say I had to overcome would just be like being injured and just being on teams that didn't really foster growth rather than like focus on like specific players. Like so going back to the injury thing, like I was hurt basically all my sophomore year, and then I just had lasting things like throughout my junior year. But during my junior year, I really had to work hard, physical therapy, like um extra workouts, stuff like that, just to, like get my body right. Then once
Or
I got my body right, I realized I had to get my mental right. So it was hard personally. Like I've been on some teams where I wasn't necessarily like in the best situation for me, like the type of team for me. But learning to be strong and depend on yourself and find others who help bring you up and like your team, relying on your teammates and just trusting like yourself and your work definitely like helped me overcome like those obstacles.
that's
Because everyone's going to experience a coach or a teammate that they don't get along with, but it's really how you adapt to it and how you react to it rather than the situation itself.
Wow, that takes so much strength in you, and that's really admirable. Next is, what is your favorite memory of PBT?
My favorite memory of PVT. I have so many great memories from PVT. I had just every tournament was just a memorable experience. Something that all my coaches always say is you won't necessarily remember the wins or the losses or how much you won by or how much you lost by, but you remember the experiences that you have. And honestly, just like some of the things I remember from PVT are just so fun. Like when we had our Myrtle Beach tournament, that was super fun. We stayed on the beach. Um, okay, I think I have my number one favorite. My number one favorite would have to be my last tournament, my senior year. Me and two of the other seniors decided to prank Coach Crystal, and we completely like covered her car in like car paint, sticky notes, bubble wrap, all this stuff, and completely covered her car. And then we woke up the next morning and it was all gone. Like all gone. Like someone went out there and cleaned all of it off before she even saw it. So she didn't even end up seeing it, but then she claimed she doesn't believe us. But that was just like a fun memory because we had developed that relationship with Coach Crystal that we could do that, but it was just fun for like everyone.
I think I remember that. I think you guys like showed us pictures of it and like everything, and it was hilarious. Okay, next question is, how would you describe PBT in one word?
uh I would describe PVT as family. Like I think that that's the biggest thing that I got out of PVT because looking back on it, like I got some of my best friends and closest friends from PVT. Like I'm still really close with the friends I made on that team, and just like outside of just like the personal like friends I made, just like family itself, when you're on the team you really feel a connection and there's a focus on working together all the time, like being like one. You are all one. It's not individuals. It's not There's no focus on like one individual. It's like the team as a whole. You are a family. You work together, you fight together. Like that is your family, and I feel like that's something that PVT has always tried to push, and I feel like they do a good job of showing it like in their coaching, in their community that they build, in the different events that they have, like stuff like this. Like I feel like I'll always be a part of the PBT family.
Absolutely. And I think that's something that's great about PBT is that while it is focused on developing each woman and girl within the program, it's also really focused on how you work within a team. And it's really the main focus of it is that it's about teamwork and getting a win as a whole and not as just like one individual player showing off what they can do, which I think is a really extremely beneficial part of it, but also one of the things that makes it such a great program as well.
Mm-hmm.
So next is, what skills did you learn on PBT that has helped you in your everyday life?
I learned well. Being on PBT has definitely helped me with a lot of things. I'd say like being a leader, time management, how to overcome adversity, um, obviously like how to overcome like basketball challenges, stuff like that. I feel like I really learned on PBT just because, like I said, there is such a focus on family, fundamental, like stuff like that. Like you really, they try to make you a better person, not just a better player. I feel like there's definitely a focus on improving everything like basketball and everything around it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, like leadership, like I definitely felt like I always was like allowed to be a leader on my team, showed the way to be a leader like with among my teammates. And then time management, obviously, like focus. PBT also like make sure that everyone has good grades, like focus on grades. So like you gotta time manage between school and you gotta time manage between basketball. So I think that's another thing that has really I was that PBT really helped teach me and that I brought to me into the college.
Absolutely. And I just like something to add on is just um so Madison was on the team that was actually above mine grade level. And just seeing their team, all of them are really amazing role models just of how to be a person, but also how to be an athlete and also be a student. And I think that's also something great within the PBT program is that it brings mentors throughout the different grade levels who you can learn from constantly. I
Mhm.
think we sometimes had some mixed practices with the older team where we got to play against them, see what it was like to be at a high school level and a really high school level as well, and but also see like their work ethic and leadership skills when we played against them and played with them as well. So next is, what are some of your biggest, how would you describe the PBT community?
PBT community, I've been saying, like it's like a family. Like I said, I'm still friends with the people that I was on my team with. Um Heck, like I know my parents like hung out with the other parents the other day, and like Coach Crystal and Coach Becky, like I know that they all like still keep in contact. They still ask about how my games go, how my season's going. Like everyone on the team is still connected. Like not only that, but then like things like this, like I said, like really grow the community of the team. Like you see, like not many teams will take the time to do things like this, like to really reach out to people and to really expose like the best parts of the organization, and then also like like team tournaments and volunteering, mentorship, stuff like that. That's just I really feel like the community is really strong within the PVT community. Like I said, it's family.
Absolutely. So next is, what are some of your biggest achievements? And if PBT has played a role, how did they affect that and help you?
So my biggest achievements, I mean, my senior year of high school, we were co-state champs. We were undefeated, but due to COVID, on our way to the state tournament, we got shut down. So we ended up just being co-state champs. But honestly, without Thunder, like I would not have been able to play any role on that team. Like Thunder really, really set me up to work well with others on my school team and helped me like just be a leader there and to help like fight through that season. Like yes, we were undefeated, but like that took a lot of hard work, took a lot of focus, took a lot of things for us to be able to do that. And PBT definitely led the way for me, paved the way for me to be able to do that and to move forward. I mean, I would say the other, like, obviously the biggest achievement that I've accomplished, like, basketball wise, is just making it to the college level. Like, not a lot of people do that. And I feel like that's one of my biggest accomplishments. And PBT played the biggest role in doing that. Without PBT, I wouldn't have gotten the exposure that I did, the looks that I did from coaches, the connections that I made, like, stuff like that. Like, PBT just really put me in the best position possible in order to accomplish those things.
Wow. Incredible, honestly. So next is, how has PBT impacted your life and shaped you into who you are today? And I know we've touched a little bit on that, but just a little summary, honestly.
Yeah, that PBT has helped me become a leader, learn different like important skills that I can use in the workforce and school and relationships, anything like that. Like PBT has really helped me grow as a person, and like yeah, and I've made some of my best friends from PBT. Like some of the people that I'm the closest with now are my teammates from PBT. Like those are just some of my people that I'll always be friends with, and PBT made those relations, introduced me to great people, great coaches. Just like I said, the connections has been amazing, and the PBT helped shape me into like the athlete that I am today and the person I am today, because they just like everything about the organization. It's like it's like basketball skills wise has helped me, the like morals of the team and the organization have helped me, and I just feel like it's really every the years that I spent on PBT were some of the most influential in my athletic and personal life.
Okay, last question of the night is, what's your favorite thing so far about being a college athlete?
My favorite thing so far about being a college athlete, um I mean, honestly, it's just so crazy to me that like it's like happening right now. But just like having the opportunity to do it is the best part. It really is, because just like there's a lot of people that don't get this opportunity. There's a lot of people that don't make it this far, and to even be here, it's really just like it feels great to have another team and like to continue the family like aspect. Like I feel like me and my teammates are super close. Like I love everyone on my team. We all like do everything together, like, and then that makes us even stronger on the court. So I've just loved like the team atmosphere and just like being able to stay in shape in college too. Like it's really nice to continue to play the sport I love and be around great people and just honestly be on a winning team too. It's a great experience. I would recommend anyone, if that's what you want, like go for it. Like that is definitely something that I would recommend if you can. Like just try your best to make it there. Work hard and you can do it, because the payoffs, like it helps you in so many aspects of your life. Just like helps you, like all the things I said, leadership, everything. Like it helps you just become a better person. And I think being an athlete is one of the best experiences of my life.
I totally agree 100%.
Yeah.
So that's it for tonight. Thank you, Madison, for joining us this week. It's been amazing talking to you and getting to hear your perspective about PBT and also your current life being a college athlete. And I also want to say thank you for everyone who joined us also in the audience. We'll be back next week with Amira Whittaker for another interview with our IG Live with current and former players. And thank you again. I hope you all have a good night and see you next week.
Thanks, Nora. Bye.
Bye.